Welcome on into the Easter edition of the NYMD podcast.
Yes,
Kevin
sir.
Brian Sherrard. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter.
Man, how you doing today, homie?
Doing good, man. I'm doing great. How about you, man?
Listen, there's a lot going on in the world. I'm glad we get to do this show to help us out a little bit.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
To get ourselves out of the day-to-day.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, just like they say, I was happy to be here.
Yeah.
I was happy to be here. So
I hear you, man.
Thank you, everybody. We had a lot of downloads last week and NYMD podcast. Of course, you can find us on Spotify, on Stitcher, Spreaker apps, on iHeartRadio, Google, and of course iTunes. Anywhere you find podcasts, you'll find NYMD podcast, and of course our social media, which is Facebook, IG, and the Twitter. And of course, we're here on YouTube. We're live, so you can always download, follow us. And definitely leave your comments because we definitely appreciate it, whether they're good or bad. Because either way, I'll comment on them and come back at you. So it is what it is. So I'm not the nice one of the crew. I'll let you know that now. But thank you, everybody, for listening and participating. So we have a nicely done Easter show today. Hopefully you colored all your eggs before you start listening to the show. And start off with B. What you got going on today, Mike?
Well, we got to start off our Easter show with an Easter question.
Okay.
This is what I want to know from you. All right.
Uh-huh.
What is your favorite Easter candy, Herb?
It used to be the Cadbury egg. I was addicted. Literally addicted to those. Those things were so good. Then when I realized that I needed to cut bad things out of my system, I cut down on them a lot, and there's been numerous Easters where I haven't had any. So then I would just go to what people usually have on Easter, and to me, I guess it'd be jelly beans.
Okay.
And now regular jelly beans, not the ones that have those flavors, popcorn, and
heck,
those. I'm just regular, good old fashioned, Easter colored, jelly beans.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
What about you?
I'm a little similar, but I'm going to get a little bit more specific. So when I was little, I have a Cadbury cream egg story for you.
Oh.
It's not my favorite candy, but I must have really, really liked it when I was younger because I forgot how old I was, but I actually stole a Cadbury. I actually stole a cream egg from a Rite Aid. Me and my mom went Mondawmin Mall. It was around Easter time, and I guess I really wanted that cream egg, and I just I just stole it from out the store.
You stole it. You're like The Rock running for president. Just go around. You probably stole some Jabos while you were there. Just a whole outfit too, and a Cadbury egg.
Yeah, man. I stole the egg. We were walking out the store. My mom was like, "Where you get that from?" And she made me go back inside the store and apologize and all that stuff. But yeah.
That's wow.
So that's my cream egg story.
At the beginning of the kleptomania, brother.
Now, but my favorite Easter candy, I like Peeps, but they're not my favorite. Jelly beans are my favorite, but specifically in this, I'm probably in the minority, but black jelly beans are my favorite Easter candy. I love that licorice flavored jelly bean, man.
My friend, not only are you a minority, but you are also in the minority. Yes. Dude, the black liquor. Listen, I like things. Black is one of my favorite colors. I love black doors, black things in houses, black people. Obviously, a lot. One thing I do not like is black licorice. The fact that they made it so horrible.
It's awesome.
I find that offensive. Now, there's no such thing as like white licorice because I'm sure that tastes horrible too.
Oh, man, the white jelly beans are my second favorite.
The white what?
The white jelly beans are my second favorite.
Ah, okay. I don't even remember those. I'm a red person. Give me red anything, and that's my favorite of whatever. Twizzlers, and I had to stop eating Twizzlers too. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, all those things. But yeah, black liquor. Oh man, it tastes like paint.
All I gotta say is the blacker the jelly bean, the sweeter the taste, man.
I was really hoping my screen would freeze right there. I would never have to relive this moment ever again.
All right, man. You want to move on to some sports?
Yeah, please. I mean, it was doing fine on jelly beans till you starting off with a Tupac jelly bean lyric.
Well, her Christmas came early for us.
Did it?
Week. Yeah, it came early for us this week.
It came early for you.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, because this week in MLB we had opening day, and my question, and I already know the answer to this, but hey, did you enjoy opening day?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I don't think neither one of us did, honestly.
I didn't care after that. I didn't look at anything. I didn't care who won or lost. I didn't pay attention to it. I really did.
Have the Mets played yet?
They canceled the whole series.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh,
yes.
Wow.
So no, we're at 0-0. So we have not had our opening day yet. So therefore, I honestly don't care about anything.
Yeah, apparently, what happened? There was a COVID breakout.
Yeah, they had at least 4 COVID cases on the Nats. So they had to. Well, again, they canceled the whole series. So.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure they rescheduled for another day and time or whatever, but we're just not playing until I don't even know who our opening day is because I knew it was the Nats. I don't even know who our next series is against, to be honest.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question.
Yeah, but so that just kind of threw me off. Just when I remember just saying, okay, they canceled the game, but when they canceled the series, I was like, jeez.
Yeah.
So I haven't gotten in the mode. I'm not in the mode. Hopefully, I thought we play the Phillies. So we play the Phillies tomorrow. So was it the Phillies? Yeah, it's the Phillies. So we start with the Sillies. Yeah, the Sillies. We're at the Sillies tomorrow at Citizens Bank Park.
Okay.
So that'll be
I was disappointed for you, man, because you were just so pumped. And normally,
you want to talk about? You ever like fall down and get the wind knocked out of you?
Oh yeah.
That's what happened to me when they postponed the series. Not even the game. I'm like, okay, well, at least I could wait a day or two. Because then, because some series they start on Wednesday, take off Friday, and do Saturday and Sunday. So I'm like, all right, I'll be good. Saturday, I'll follow the game. Play the Nats, so it's going to be on TV at least. And boom, series canceled. So I was like, well, welp. And now, we come on. I don't know if we'll be on TV. Maybe we'll be on MLB TV. But it's the same night as National Championship. So I don't know which one of those I'm paying attention to.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So now, like I said, I was proud of you though. I'd say I was proud of you. You were following the A's White Sox game because I know you wanted to see your favorite player of mine, Dylan Bundy.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know you wanted to see him pitch. I want to see how Shohei Ohtani would do.
Yes.
And but I still, how old is Albert Pujols though? Seriously,
dude, what's he? 45?
And he's still playing a position. He's not the DH.
Really? Are you sure?
He's still the first baseman.
Wow, I didn't even realize that. I know I saw him try to run out a ground ball the other day, and I was like, "Good Lord, that man can't run."
I don't think, but honestly, he could never. He was the most flat-footed baseball player I have ever seen in my life, which means he could only and should only hit home runs.
Yeah,
because that dude, I don't know why. I swear he has the flattest feet I've ever seen trying around first base.
Yeah,
but yeah, we're good for them. I think the Angels are along with the O's. O's are 2-0.
Yeah,
out there, the first place undefeated, undisputed O's.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, man, we gotta enjoy this because we don't know how long it's going. We know it's not gonna last long, man. But yeah, man, the Orioles in first place right now. A 2-hit shutout the first game. John Means, 7 innings, 1 hit. It's weird. He gave up a hit on the first batter. Then after that, the Red Sox didn't get another hit until the 9th inning, man. So, yeah, they're 2-0. Yesterday, the Dark Knight, man, he's throwing 94, 95 miles an hour, man. He's got his fastball back.
Getting himself back together again.
Yeah, man, he got his groove back. He didn't quite get the 5 innings. He just missed 5 innings, but man, he pitched very well for us yesterday, man. Our bullpen has not given up any runs. Yeah, man, we got clutch hits from a lot of newcomers. So yeah, man, I'm excited. I told you, man, if things broke a certain way, the Orioles could be good. And granted, we're playing the Red Sox right now. We see the Yankees at Camden Yards starting tomorrow, which is not going to be pretty. But no, man, I'm proud of my Orioles. But let me tell you a little secret. So I'm a little bit excited about this baseball season, not just for the Orioles, but I have MLB, so I get to watch all the games now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I have it for free thanks to T-Mobile, man. They had some promotion where you can get like MLB for free. So yeah, man, I'm rocking with that. That's why I was watching the Angels the other night. But
Nice.
I was like, I'm going to put this to use, right?
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I had to dust out the old DraftKings app. Hurt.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have. You know,
Use it more.
so I had to dust out the old DraftKings because my thing is, if I got this app, if I'm going to be watching baseball, I might as well, make it a little. Put something.
Right, yeah, make it add a little bit more excitement to it.
Yeah, so I've done one lineup. I forgot to do my lineup last night.
Oh.
Man, I loaded up I stacked my lineup with Angels. Man, Mike Trout actually came through for me. Ohtani came through for me.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
yeah.
listen, Angels and Padres.
Yeah, I had Machado and I had Blake Snell also, but it wasn't enough, man. So, but this makes it. I play these little.
Yeah, but that's good. And you know what? I might, since you said that, because I was thinking about playing fantasy baseball, but I can't keep up that every day.
Yeah.
That was just back in the day when, I don't know, for kids and having time to do such things.
Remember back in the day?
Exactly. I used to love playing fantasy baseball.
Yeah.
But I can't do that now.
Nah.
That's just every day trying to set a lineup. So, but every maybe once a week, maybe on the Sunday games or something, I think I might just maybe or it could be something we could do for the show.
Yeah,
have a Sunday DraftKings day.
Yeah, because it's fun. I'm not doing it. I mean, yeah, I would like to win, but I'm just doing small.
Yeah, it's fun.
Just to do something,
But I also feel like you said before, it helped me know who. It's like playing fantasy when I play fantasy Premier League. But even though I know who mostly everybody is, it still helps you when you play. I might have to grab a twin. I don't know, because Lord knows I don't know any twins unless it's like Chuck Longblock or something. I don't know Ken Herbeck. I don't know who's on that team. Kirby. I don't know anybody on that team. Tom Kelly, is he still coaching?
I think Ken Herbeck plays third base.
Is it Molitor? I don't know who's on that team. So.
Dude.
I can't name you not one Joe Mauer. I don't know. I can't name you not one twin currently on that roster. So it is good. Torrey Hunter. I just need something.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that would be fun. I think that's a good idea. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Well, I know you were disappointed because you haven't seen any games yet.
Or any of my games, yes.
Yeah, any of your games, but this should make you happy.
Yes. And yes.
How much did he sign for? Because I heard early in the week that he turned something down. Then I heard
10 for $341.
Okay.
I believe. I think he wanted 12 for $380 or whatever, something like
that.
Yeah,
I ain't doing no 12.
Yeah, so we settled for 10. But the reason this is a good deal, even not saying hopefully it works out. Lindor, of course, is all-star shortstop. But it's just we have money. Like, I don't even remember the last time we spent money on somebody. And this is just a change of attitude, a change of direction, a change of ownership. to let everybody know that we're serious about winning, and this is what we're here to do. We're not here to just be the second, favorite team in New York. I want to go back to the 80s. We need to go back to the 80s where we were the top team in New York. I don't care what any of these Yankee fans I grew up with say. The top team in the 80s in New York City were the Mets, period. Because no one's believing. I went to Yankee games where there's about as many people as on this podcast. So, and I know that changed later on, but there's literally no one there. I mean, I had third base seats watching Carney Lansford and Walt Weiss and Mark McGuire and Jose Canseco. That would never have happened 10, 15 years ago when they started, 20 years ago when they started winning. But before Jeter and everything, man, that team was sorry. Mattingly was the only good player they had. And those tickets were easy. I'm like, man, how much? Like $10 tickets to third base. So, one of the few people have seen a game at Shea and at the old Yankee Stadium. Haven't been to either one of those yet, but I've been to Citi Field South actually.
Oh, stop!
So yeah, hopefully I get to go back there again in 2 months. So we'll see.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's a good deal. I'm excited about it. It's just, I want this team. You know how much I love all my teams, but the Mets, and baseball are near and dear to me. When we were in the World Series, still hurts me from 2015. I honestly, the one we went to in 2000 against the Yankees, I didn't think we were going to win anyway. Honestly, even though it was still a close series, I never really felt that excitement. But the NLCS series against the Cardinals still hurts me. So, just if we can get another title soon. It's been, 35 years almost since the last one. Having another one, that would be epic for me.
Yeah. Nah, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah, it's a great deal. I'm excited.
Yeah, man, I think it's a good deal. I'm not a fan of these 10-year, $300 million contracts, but
that's the sign of the time. Well, what is Tatis's, like 15? What was it?
12 years.
Oh, 12, okay.
340 for 12 years. I didn't have any problem with the signing. I was just like, wow, this guy hasn't even really played a full season. The dude
just literally, now I like his personality. I even saw him on a commercial, unlike some other people that play in California. It's just, I was
that's not true. That person has been on, he was the Subway spokesman. Man.
Have you seen that commercial since then? That's all I'm saying.
I don't know when the last time I've seen it.
I see Jason Tatum and the dude from Golden State.
That's a horrible commercial, by the way.
It is a terrible commercial.
It sounds like they're reading from like
go get Jason's.
My sub I will slam dunk your sub. Like, what, dude? Come on.
Your sub is good. My sub has bacon. My sub's the best. Just don't get his sub.
Like, come on, man.
That's terrible.
Bring back Jared. Come on.
But again, I've seen way more of them in a commercial. And so Draymond Green has more commercials than Mike Trout.
Oh my gosh! All right, whatever. But
what you got next?
Let's see. I'm curious what your thoughts are about this.
No. Believe me, I heard about Arlington, whatever they call it in Texas. It's changed its name 417 times.
Yeah.
No, just again, a fan who went to the NCAA game, Alabama against Baylor. Was it Baylor?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think it was Baylor. Contracted COVID in Indianapolis, I think, and came back and passed away.
Oh.
So it's still out there. And this is recent. Well, and not everybody in that thing's going to be vaccinated. So I'm so tired of certain sects of the country that just think, oh, okay, we're back open for business. We are not. People are still dying. People are still coming into hospitals. It has spiked up recently. I just don't understand the level of, there's a word I could use, but I can't use on this podcast, of foolishness, I'll just say.
Okay.
In not only just this country, in the leadership of this country. You can have the Super Bowl. They had a certain amount. I know WrestleMania is coming up next week. They're going to have a certain amount. You can have separated pods of fans that can come into the stadium or whatever. You don't need to have 40, 30,000 all packed together like sardines. You don't need that for 4 hours. Come on. Like, I'm so done. But, of course, look at where it's at, and it does not shock me at all. I really want to sell it back to Mexico. That's all I'm saying.
So you might not like what I'm about to say.
I mean, I usually don't. That's a point, but go ahead. I mean, look, you like black licorice, so
black jelly beans, man.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Black jelly.
I don't like black licorice. I just like black jelly beans.
Gotcha.
All right, so I was thinking about this, and at first I was like, all right, this is stupid. But then it occurred to me, I think they were just allowing full capacity for opening day. And then I began to think, these baseball stadiums don't sell out at full capacity anyway. Like, I think the average attendance in a baseball stadium is around 20 to 25,000, which is around 50% capacity. So as long as they spread people out, couldn't baseball stadiums just reopen? Because they don't sell out anyway. Look at the Orioles. They're like, oh, well, we can allow 10% or 25% of the seating capacity. That's 11,000. That's about 11,000 fans. That's what the Orioles get anyway on a good day. You know what I mean? So it's like, is it really that big of a deal? Now, no, I don't agree that baseball stadiums should be at full capacity throughout the entire year. But if they were just saying for opening day, not that I think that 40,000 people should be together packed in the stadium, but if it's outdoors and if people are wearing their masks, well, that's a big if. Maybe it won't be that big of a risk. I don't know. I was just thinking baseball stadiums are outdoors and they don't sell out. So maybe it's not really that big of a deal. But I don't know. But then you're just telling me somebody contracted COVID during the Final Four game or NCAA tournament game and passed away. That's not cool. So anyway, I was just trying to think about it a little bit more. Not to say that I agree with it, but maybe the effect won't be as bad as I initially thought.
I mean, maybe it's just things are too personal or too close, or the fact for me just to see, working at a hospital, just seeing all these people still coming in, people still getting sick, people still going to hospitals. Like I said, just that example from that Alabama fan contracting it, and they flew back home, so they got to do contact tracing there. He's young. He was like 20-something. It wasn't like some 50, 80, 70-year-old. This is a 20-year-old young man who, lost his life due to COVID complications. So, no, I mean, I know they don't sell out, but the problem is people want to get out, period. So if it's not 40, 30's too many. 35's too many. I don't know. But I know in certain states, specifically that one in Florida,
right,
people don't like wearing masks. People just want to go out and do what they want to do, and there's beer, and it's basically a whole host of let's just pass on the latest disease.
Yeah.
And so no, I'm not for it. I know they just came out this week, like vaccinated people can travel. We don't have to. I'm saying we because I'm vaccinated, so we don't have to, take a COVID test before we go. It depends on if we go international or not. But I could get on a plane and just travel to Arlington if I want to, and I have to wear a mask in public places. Right. But I can just up and roll where everybody else has to take a test before they get on the plane. So, well, that's all nice and dandy. I'm still treating this as if everybody got it and I'm not vaccinated because I don't trust nothing. Mm-hmm. And nothing in life is 100%. So that's the way. So that's how I look at things. Maybe just working in healthcare just makes me a little bit more freaked out than normal. Like I said, I get where you're coming from, but sometimes people are so desperate to get out and enjoy their regular life that opening day probably wouldn't be that many, but we'll find out because they open up tomorrow. But people are just like, oh, we can go? Oh, we're going. Because we've been stuck in this house for a year.
Yeah.
So, if their normal attendance was maybe 20 something on the opening day, it probably could be higher because people want to get outside.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I was thinking for one day, maybe it won't be that bad. I don't know. I don't agree with them doing that, but I was just thinking maybe for one day it won't be that bad. But anyway, all right, moving on. Hot button issue here, Hurt. What are your thoughts on MLB?
Yes, I'm totally. I'm trying not to be political here.
Yeah,
even though this is a political issue.
yeah.
So it's very.
But this was too important. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I'm not mad at the question.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how I should answer it.
Yeah, no. I'm with you.
Yeah. I you know what? It is 2021. This is almost a year of I don't care at this point. I really don't. When you make laws in order to prevent people from easily voting, and it's still, as we know in this country, easier for you to get a handgun than it is to vote, something's wrong. And I'm just a little bit tired of it. I don't even know how these laws get to change. It needs to be one set rule for everybody voting everywhere for the whole country. Not just certain states wanting to do certain things and cut off times and making it unlawful for you to hand water to people waiting in line. I'm just done. I'm done. And the only reason this happened is because it flipped the color. It went from, my favorite color to the color you're wearing right now. All of a sudden now everybody's all upset. So let's change everything to make it more difficult. I'm just not there for it. I'm not. So the fact that MLB, which seemed to be doing an NBA type move, decided to roll out, and I know some people were, on the other side, were complaining about it. Now, I don't expect the Masters to do anything or certain places like that. I'm not totally not expecting that.
No, the Masters is a little bit different in that.
It's a whole lot different.
In that Augusta is a private country club. You know what I mean? Remember, they had no spot. They don't even have commercials.
Well, they're in Georgia. It's not like they can move the Masters to another state.
Yeah, but not just that, but the Augusta National is its own entity. You know what I mean? It's a private.
Yeah, no.
So right, you can't move the tournament. The Masters can only be played at Augusta. That's it.
But it could be an individual decision because
right,
as a golfer, you're an independent contractor, basically.
Exactly. So exactly. It could be right. It could be a decision by the golfer, or it could be the decision from the board or whatever directors they have at Augusta to say, you know what, we don't agree with this. We're going to postpone the event, or we're not going to hold this event until changes are made. They could do that, but you know that's not going to happen. Heck, they didn't even allow black people in their country club until what? The 90s or something. I mean, something crazy.
Yeah, it was close to when Tiger started playing. Yeah. I think they actually first started playing that they let people in.
Right. So I don't expect them to take a stand on this issue.
Yeah, and when you look at all the people who ever run Augusta, and never anybody looks like us up there. Yeah, ain't none of us up on that board or whatever. Not to say that people all have the same view if you're the same color or anything. I'm not saying that, but it's just certain things that you grow up knowing are different entities. That's just a whole different entity.
Yeah.
Where MLB is a broad business that has many fans of everything. So, but I applaud them for that.
Yeah. So I just want to say this. My thoughts are this. First of all, I agree with what MLB is doing, but I'm going to make this clear. I do not agree with restricting voter rights. I agree with making it easy for people to vote, because I don't care what color you are, I don't care what race you are. That's your right. That's your right as a citizens of this country to vote, to have free and fair elections. Okay, I want to make that clear. I do not agree with restricting voting rights to the point where it affects a certain demographic.
Yep.
Okay. Now, this whole thing is predicated on the falsehood that there's widespread election fraud. My thing is, if you can show me and if you can prove that there are these problems with elections, then fine, changes need to be made. But we know what this is about. This isn't about voter fraud or instances of widespread fraud, because as a matter of fact, and you can look it up, you can do the research. Voter fraud is very rare. It's very rare. And they're trying to use this justification that, hey, we need to protect our free and fair elections. We had people say this last election was the safest one we had, but yeah, we have to go through all these, make all these changes. We know what it's really about. I'm not going to really I don't want to get into it. All I'm going to say is I believe that everybody has a right to vote, and that we shouldn't make it. I don't care what color you are. I don't care.
BS.
Everybody deserves that right, but we should be making it easier, not harder. But by making it easier, I mean, although we should be making it easier, we should also be making sure that the right people are voting. But I applaud MLB for doing this. What I don't like, though, is you have a lot of companies in Atlanta and in Georgia that didn't step up to the plate until after the fact. They could have been applying that pressure before this thing was written, before this bill was written. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep, no more about it.
All right, man. Let's go to the NFL. We got an announcement this week that the NFL, the owners voted. 17-game season is here, Hurt. Simply, are you a fan?
I got 2 letters for you. N and O. Why do I not like the 17th game? There's a plethora of reasons. I think 16 is fine. That's number 1. Number 2, it's more wear and tear on these players. Number 3, are we expanding now the fantasy football seasons? How are we going to handle that? Number 4, the 17th game. Now, again, we're just saying 17th. It will fit within the schedule. But the way that they have it situated is that you're playing a team from the opposite conference. So now we're going to have 5 out-of-conference football games. And you're matched up against a team that you fell in line with the year before. So say, for instance, this year we played a AFC West or something. I don't know. One of those teams. Or South or whatever. But that means we would be lined up to play the Bills. So we would play the Bills as our 17th game. Now, I have a lot of issues with playing 17 games. As long as this game is not the actual 17th game, I can handle it a little bit better, meaning it could fall within whatever the schedule is. But it should not and cannot be the last game of the season.
I think it is.
I hope it isn't, because I'm really going to lose my mind up in here.
I hate this. Why mess with a good thing? Well, we know why. It's about greed.
M-O-N-E-Y, man.
I mean, you had the perfect symmetry. You had 16 games. You had the 8 divisions, the 2 conferences. Like all this stuff fit perfectly. You know, I like symmetry, Hurt. But I just don't like the fact that you're exposing these players to an extra game. The NFL and Goodell preach player safety, but yet they're touting this 17 game like it was, like it's something great. It's not. Mm-hmm. How would you feel if one of your star players gets hurt in week 17? I just hate this. I hate it, man. I don't like it. But unlike you, I do like it for fantasy purposes. Because now we get a week 14. We get 14 weeks instead of 13. I do like that. But I could do without an extra fantasy week and just stick with the 16-game schedule, man. I just don't like it. But it is what it is. And I wonder why. I still don't understand why the players voted for this. I mean, ultimately, they agreed to this. And a lot of players came out this week. I think Alvin Kamara was one that said it was a joke. But y'all voted for it. Y'all didn't have to agree to this.
I agree. I mean, again, I think they're getting more money in a bigger breakdown or whatever the case is.
Sure is more money.
Huh?
I say sure is more money, of course.
Yeah. But my issues, like I said, you can add a 17th game. It can fall from the schedule, but your final game should be against your division. Period.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know that's something that I made up and they copied from me in fantasy. And they decided they just started it like a couple years ago. Because before it was just a random whoever your last game. But again, look at all the controversy last year between Washington and Philly and Dallas and the Giants. That's what you're supposed to you want animosity. You want another team want to take out another team. That's why you play those games. No one's supposed to like each other. It's supposed to be, I don't like you. I'll do this. I don't care. You know what I mean? Or bounty gates. And I'm not saying I don't want anybody to get hurt, but I love the fact that these coaches aren't supposed to like each other. The teams, the fans, the states, the cities. None of these things are supposed to like each other. I don't like anything about Philadelphia. I don't like anything about Dallas. I don't like I do like stuff about New York, but not New Jersey because they play New Jersey. So it's that's how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to try to beat each other to prevent each other from going where we want to go. So as long as, again, because I just to think about my last game of the season will be against Buffalo, it's not going to mean anything. It's not. It's just again, it's just dumb, and it's like I don't want. I don't think we had, or did we have? I'm thinking of baseball. We've had these games like this, but having 5 games against the AFC to me just kind of like, meh. I'm in 4-game. Again, I'm an interleague play guy. I like the different matchups. I like certain things. I don't like an extra game against the AFC. I don't.
Yeah.
That's just I just feel, it's whatever. Like I said, if we play that division, our game would be against another division. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
And you know what this means, Hurt?
What's that? What?
Guess who's coming to Baltimore week 17?
I don't even know what division you're playing. So
my favorite quarterback,
Aaron Rodgers.
My favorite quarterback.
I have no. I can't. Oh, what? Are you? Oh, get out of here! Are they coming? Well, would that game be in Baltimore?
Yes.
Oh, that is, dude. We will be open then. You will be going to the game. That's Jay's team. Jay loves the Rams.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I take it all back. That's everything I just said. Just for this game. Because I would love to go to this game so I can root on my boy and your boy, your favorite quarterback of all time, Matthew Stafford.
Oh, man.
Oh, anything that brings Matthew Stafford here, and I hope it's the last game of the season, too.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. I love it. Now, you're talking about a rivalry people don't talk about. You versus Matt Stafford.
Oh, man.
The BS versus the MS right there, baby.
Man. Yeah, that's going to be a tough week.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be awesome. That's going to be, matter of fact, that's going to be the first topic of the show.
All right, man. Moving on. This was a question I meant to ask you last week. Tampa Bay has all 22 starters coming back. So my question, are they the 2021 Super Bowl favorites?
Who else is there?
Kansas City?
Well, of course. They're number 2. They're not number 1. Like I said, Mahomes, of course, just need health. I know they lost some players. Like I said, I know their offensive line was a little bit, in shambles. So, but of course, the Chiefs are always going to be there, especially when you have Mahomes.
Yeah.
But Tampa Bay, you have everybody back. You got Captain America and everyone else. So with his super soldier serum, so he's doing what he's supposed to do, man. So I say the Bucs are the favorites.
Yeah, I would say yes, but it's very hard to repeat. And maybe it's hard because teams do dismantle. So Tampa Bay is bucking the trend, so maybe they are the favorites, but I think the Chiefs are favorites every year. I mean, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs have a lot of they got a lot to do this offseason repairing that offensive line, but
going to 3 straight Super Bowls is not easy.
That's true.
So, again, we have teams that have done it, of course, but it's, I don't know what's rare, 3 straight appearances or 2 titles in a row.
That's a good point. I totally didn't even look at it like that, but that's a good point.
But I mean, as far as you favorites, you had to go with the teams that were there last year and had the most talent, and they're 1 and 2.
Yeah. No. All right. Question for you. I don't know if this really threads the needle for you, or moves the needle, I should say, for you, but do you care about Hugh Jackson's upcoming book?
How can I say this professionally? Who gives a damn? Why?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He's a black head coach. There's not too many that have been here. I get it, but that's not going to be underneath anybody's Christmas tree as a present.
Yeah, I don't really see what the big deal is. Like, we all know how dysfunctional the Browns were or are. Okay, Hugh, they lied to you. They did this. Okay, that's pretty much what I would expect. You know what I mean?
I have none, 0, zip, zilch interest in this.
Okay. All right. Well, this next topic has to be answered in the form of a question. Okay.
What is Jeopardy? Oh. Who is the greatest quarterback in the history of existence of life? That would be my boy, Aaron Rodgers.
How pumped are you about this, Hurt?
I mean, just because I set the recording times for Jeopardy for the whole week doesn't mean that I'm overdoing it. Okay, I think everybody needs to calm down. 7 p.m. on Fox. But I just think that I play Jeopardy every night on my on Alexa.
Oh, okay.
I love you love Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy. We're a bunch of Jeopardy guys. I love trivia. And I like hearing Alex's voice. I miss Alex. There's no one like Alex. So just to keep hearing his voice, answering the questions, doing what I got to do is cool. But having my boy hosting the show, it's got to be way better than Ken James. I think anybody's better than Ken because Ken just has no personality. A-Raj? A-Raj? Man, listen. A-Raj, man, I'm jacked. I'm excited. I can't wait.
So question, since you watch Jeopardy on a consistent basis, who have been your favorite guest host so far?
I'm mostly Ken was on there. I kind of stopped watching.
Oh, okay.
At first, I just watched just to see how I would feel watching it, and it was a little bit difficult at first. Again, when my wife says when Alex Trebek passed away, like, oh, he's going to take this one hard, and which of course I did because everybody knows I love that dude. I love this show. He's Canadian. It's just so many great things about him. So it was difficult. It was very difficult. So, and of course I didn't even know the guy, but this is one show that if there was a show I could be on, it'd be that one. That one and The Price is Right, just so I could. But if I didn't play Plinko, I would not. I would just leave.
Yeah.
So it's just something about it. When he was on it, I was like, it's just not the same. So I'll tune in every now and then. But I'll tune in this week because, of course, my favorite football players are going to be on it.
Yeah, I haven't.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while, so I will be watching it this week. So,
well, good.
All right, man. So we're gonna stay with football real quick. We're gonna go to the quote of the week, Hurt.
Okay.
And this is a little bit. I had to bring this up because I was not preaching it, but I was bringing this up a couple podcasts ago when the Patriots started spending all that money. So this week's quote of the week is from Bob Kraft. And basically he came out and said that the same thing I was saying, the Patriots draft sucked. He said pretty much, look, in the end, if you want to have a good, consistent winning football team, you can't do it in free agency. You have to do it through the draft because that's when you're able to get good people and great talent. And he said, he went on to say, I don't feel that we've done the greatest job in the last few years, and I really hope and I believe I see a different approach this year. So I just wanted to bring that up to say he's pretty much validating my whole point. The Patriots have sucked in the draft in the last 5-6 years. They've absolutely sucked, which is why they had to spend all that money. So that's all. I just wanted to bring that out that even the Patriots owner agrees with me. That's all.
Cool.
Now we go to our tweet of the week, Hurt. And I have a couple of candidates for you. All
okay.
Right. I can't keep this up too long because of the nature of
are you gonna talk about KD? Is this KD?
Yeah.
All right. Let's don't even bring up the tweet of the week when it comes to
all right. Okay.
The effect. This is, I have an issue.
I won't put it on screen, but basically, what were your thoughts on it?
I mostly try to follow people or root for people that have the name Kevin. The exceptions, of course, are like Kevin Garnett, Kevin McHale. Due to Kevin McHale being a Celtic and Kevin Garnett being Kevin Garnett. At least out there in the basketball court. I have issues with KD. I've had issues. I was fine when he was in Texas. I think my issue started when they wanted to name him the Slim Reaper and he didn't like it. And I'm like, that's actually really great freaking name. And then I'm like, okay, I know he wants to create his own narrative. Okay, whatever. Then the whole burner accounts. Now this and the language that he used, I know he was fined $50K.
Yeah.
Grow up. I'm sick of his little petty, young 10-year-old acting butt. I'm done. I've been done, but I'm done. If any team wants to implode, I don't like the Nets. Never liked the Nets. Again, I was okay when they had like Drazen Petrovic and stuff, when they had the cloud-looking uniform, because they're always second best to the Knicks. You moved to Brooklyn, all this other stuff. You got basically everybody and their grandmother on the team now. You just added the dude that used to play in Portland and San Antonio. This past LaMarcus Aldridge. So I'm tired of him. I'm tired. That's why him and Kyrie get along so well.
Yeah, okay. But what about the fact that Rappaport, these were private messages and he pretty much just released them.
I'm not a cool fan of snitching either. I think that's wrong.
Right.
But it's like, KD, you still need to grow up. Yeah. Rappaport's a big kid. Everybody knows Rappaport is a big kid anyway. Yeah. And why lower yourself to the language that you use in those things? It was very offensive, out of date, horrible references and words used in there by KD. Like, why are you using that language now? You can't think of something more intelligent? I know that year in Texas may not have been all about school, but come on, man. Like, this is not even about, I know who Michael Rappaport is. I know who he is. But you are bigger than him. You need to be a bigger person. This is exactly the type of stuff of why my dude LeBron never does anything that's stupid, dumb, or insensitive. Period.
And speaking of LeBron, I'm glad you mentioned him because I have an alternate tweet of the week for you, Hurt.
Gets me all fired up.
If LeBron beats this Nets win in the finals, he would be the GOAT, hands down.
Was that somebody else said that. I know he didn't say that.
No.
No, to me, he already is, right?
Wait up. To you, LeBron is the GOAT?
You know how I feel about LeBron.
I know, but I didn't know you felt like he's the greatest basketball player of all time.
What podcast have you been listening to this whole time?
Wow.
You just think he's like my favorite player of all time?
Yeah.
No, I think he's the greatest player of all time. But this, if he beats this next team, it to me, it is no. First of all, hands down, Michael Jordan fans will never let this dude be number one ever. It doesn't matter what he does.
He's not.
But I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. He would never be looked upon. I don't care if Space Jam 2 outsells Space Jam 1 and becomes the greatest movie of all time. They still will not let this dude be number one because they'll just go back to like, well, how many finals losses does he have? It'll just go back to the normal thing. So even if he beats this next team, next year's next team, the next year's next team, and wins like 7 more championships, he's still going to be dealt with that whole thing. And he's not healthy. The Lakers are, I mean, they won the other night. I know they signed Andre Drummond, who also got hurt.
Hurt.
So yeah, you know, if AD and everything, do they? I mean, who says the Nets make it? I don't know. Yeah. But if you know, Rondo was added to the Clippers. If the Lakers, honestly, if the Lakers make the finals, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
But everybody has to be healthy in order for that to happen.
Absolutely.
Everybody. So I see it's tough. If they make the finals, if the Nets make the finals, he beats the Nets, it's just, to me, another feather in his cap for me. But stop it. No, he will beat it. Whoever did that is smoking something strong or on some very good gummies, because that's just not the case.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Hurt, I appreciate your answer, and I appreciate you leading me actually to my next question. Did you see the Space Jam trailer?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think?
Of course, you know, I'm excited about it. I do like the lead character in this film. So, you know what is so funny? I don't know if it's due to COVID and stuff. Everything that comes out these days on like HBO Max, I feel like I'm anticipating more.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, when I'm going to watch Godzilla and King Kong soon, I'm going to probably just go crazy.
That makes one of us.
Well, you know I'm a Godzilla person.
I know you love Godzilla, man.
I had Godzilla-thons on WPIX in New York that used to come on every year. Mom and I used to sit there and watch them against Ghidorah and Rodan and the Smog Monster and, you know, Mecha Godzilla. We were just sitting there watching all these things and having fun. So I grew up Godzilla, and my favorite cartoon was Godzilla Meets Bambi, which is still one of my favorite things ever. So, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm thoroughly excited.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, first of all, I love the original Space Jam, and of course had my man MJ. I was skeptical, man. I was like, why are they doing this? But after seeing the trailer, I will admit it does pique my interest a little bit. So I think I will be checking it out, man. I think I will.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I just like, why should not?
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, man. On to NCAA basketball, and this is what I gotta know. I think I know your answer.
Gonzaga.
What? I am shocked.
Why?
Because you had Baylor going all the way in your.
I do, but I'm rooting for Gonzaga. I think Baylor. Listen, after that game last night, that's how you do a walk-off in a semifinal. Now, again, I feel horrible for Ukla.
I know
that to lose like that is painful. Is painful. So, I mean, again, that's losing on a walk-off. That's losing, on a buzzer beater. That's losing on a last-second chip on someone to win a championship, a last-second touchdown. All those things hurt. And UCLA, who was what,
11 seed, yeah,
making the semifinals, bringing Gonzaga into overtime, and you tie the game up, and dude hits a banked-in three-pointer. But again, you know what I didn't know, and I got this from Dan when he called me. I totally forgot the last undefeated team was Indiana in like 76, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, so we haven't had an undefeated team win a national championship since 1976, which, again, was a great year.
since we were born, Hurt.
Yeah. So I mean, if there's not something to root for, is to root for that, then I would love to see, and especially a small school like Gonzaga.
Yeah,
It's not a Kentucky, not a Duke, not a North Carolina. It's like that year Wichita State was undefeated.
Yeah,
I'll root for them, or even UNLV, especially when they play Duke, because UNLV is a small school.
Yeah.
So I definitely root for these. I know they have some monster players on that team, but those when have you seen UNLV since then?
Right.
It's so you root for those teams. I'm rooting for Gonzaga. This will put the ultimate respect on them and their basketball pedigree, and just recruiting and Mark Few and that school and that's their whole legacy.
Yeah, I really want Gonzaga to win. I've been rooting for them this entire tournament, but got a funny feeling, man. Baylor might pull this.
Yeah, listen, Baylor housed Houston. Again, that was an all Texas Final Four game right there. But I mean, you got Drew and you got Few, so it's rhyme time in the finals. But I gotta go with Gonzaga.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what happens, man. Now this one may hurt a little bit, but I still gotta ask.
Gotta root for Arizona. Since they knocked my UConn ladies out in a game which they dominated, really. They controlled that whole game. We could not stop McDonald at all. She got to that basket way too easily through our defense. Paige, our player of the year, our freshman, did not have a good shooting game. I was mad at the referees for that phantom foul call on Williams, Crystal Williams, at the end of the game because she didn't touch anybody. Then they reviewed it and upheld it for some reason. I'm like, what did she hit her with air? Like, I don't understand how you give her a fifth foul there. But that's not why we lost the game. So I'm not as upset about that. Arizona controlled the narrative of the game, and they deserve to win. So I'm rooting for them. Stanford has had titles. Coach Tara Vanderveer has had national championships. They've had great players come out of Stanford all the time. I got to sit here. I got to go for Arizona.
Okay. I admittedly haven't been keeping track ever since my Lady Terps got upset last week, man. That was
yeah, it was tough.
That was disappointing. But I'm looking forward to these championship games, man. We'll see how it goes, and yeah, man, we'll see. But we're done with sports, Hurt. We're all done with sports.
Well, Arizona, bear down. All right, congrats.
All right, man.
I feel like I'm missing something, though. I know we went through everything. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Okay. Well, before we get to I'll continue our top movies list. Have a couple questions first. I watched this last week. I believe you watched it this week, Hurt. But I need to know: are you into the Snyderverse, Hurt?
I need to know. The Snyderverse was very long.
Yes.
I'm in the verse. I'm in the Spider-Verse, Snyderverse. I'm in the verses. This was so much better. Just the first hour was better than the whole other movie.
Yes.
I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. And again, it was so long, but I thoroughly enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely more into what happens here than I would be. Even though like the epilogue was long. The epilogue was as long as the other movies seemed like. I was like, okay, we're done. There's an epilogue. And I was sitting there like, dude, how long is this epilogue? The epilogue was like 20 minutes. So I definitely enjoyed it. It was so much better. It was a vast improvement from what they actually released.
Right. So I tried to watch the first Justice League. I was done after 30 minutes. I couldn't get into it. It was boring me. I just wasn't feeling it. I watched the Zack Snyder's version, and I actually enjoyed watching it. I was able to. I had to watch it in shifts, but I actually watched it. I watched my first sitting. I watched 3 hours. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, wow, because I looked down, I was like, heck, it's 3 hours, okay. But I had to stop after that. But no, it was a better movie. It fleshed out the characters more. It made more. It like I don't know why they chose not to. Why they didn't add some of this stuff in the beginning? Like some of the things I really like. The beginning, first of all, showing Superman, dying, pretty much a continuation from Batman versus Superman. Okay, so to me, we're establishing where right away. We're establishing where we're heading. Right. I love the fact how they added the Flash scene with the car crash.
Mm-hmm.
That was so cool. Like that was so cool
because they didn't do that before. They just had him in the store.
No.
Yeah, and like, look, he stopped the robbery. And that was it.
Yeah, like they added that. There was so much cyborg stuff they added.
Yes, because cyborg was nothing in the first one.
Yeah,
I'm saying nothing, but he was just there on the street. He saw his dad, was mad on the street, and then they started fighting. That was it.
Right. And I like how they added the scenes with his dad and his dad explaining, hey man, you can control the financial systems and all the computers. Like, okay, so
there were scenes with his mom. There was scenes of how he got hurt. There was scenes with everything.
It's football. The football scene, even though, come on, man, Gotham City beating Wisconsin. I don't know about that, man.
Well, I mean, Gotham City's huge. I mean, Wisconsin was out of their element. And I'm sure it was a big game. That's why Wisconsin lost.
Right. Yeah. But no, but it was definitely a better version. One of my favorite scenes, which was, how do you not leave this in? But the freaking Flash, running back in time, causing running so fast, breaking his own rule and running past the speed of light. Reversing time. That scene was so cool when you see the ground like forming underneath him when he's running. That was so cool. Like, how do you leave this stuff out? Like, it was so much stuff they left out. Granted, the movie was still long, and granted, I mean, people acting like this was the world's it was a better movie, but it still wasn't like the best movie I ever seen.
No. But it was still a vast improvement for DC movies, period.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even Steppenwolf. Like, the first time watching Steppenwolf, I was like, But like this one, I actually felt I knew who he was and how dangerous he could be. Huh?
And they added Darkseid too to kind of
even though I didn't like how Darkseid got taken out the first time. I felt like they kind of made him a tad bit weak. But again, when you're facing Zeus, spoiler alerts, by the way, people, just in case you didn't watch it. Forgot about that part. But it was just a far cry from where we started with the other one to this one.
Yeah.
So I thoroughly enjoyed this. Like you said, it wasn't on its own, standing on its own. It's still not like, Endgame or anything close to that. But as far as DC goes,
don't say that to my brother.
It's what?
Yeah, because according to him, this was better than Infinity War and Endgame.
Okay, he's been away way too long. So I gotta say, the extra kid is not helping him sleep. to let Marcus know, I understand he needs to get more rest because what he's saying is imperably not true.
Absolutely. I do have a question for you though. Who the heck is Martian Manhunter?
What do you mean? You don't know who Jean is?
Huh?
Jean?
I don't know who Martian Manhunter is.
Like you're not messed like in real life. You don't never heard of the character?
Yeah, I don't know who that character is. I'm sorry. I just don't know who that.
I did not.
No.
Wow. Well, he's a Martian Manhunter. And he comes from Mars.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he's Martian.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He was actually one of like the original members of the Justice League. He's a superhero. He's a huge part of the DC universe. I can't.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, he popping in a couple times. I was like, why? Why is this dude here?
Wow. And because he morphs into a black guy, he's considered a black superhero.
No. Okay.
So, because as you can see, he could change forms.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he picked the form of, the most awesomest of people. So, but he's wow. I was like, who? I did not expect that question.
Yeah,
I put that on the bottom because I would have been like, what? Yes, John, the Martian Manhunter. Yes.
All right, man. So we go from the DCEU, well, I think is what they call it, to the MCU. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 3. Tell me why you did not like this episode, Hurt.
The reason I didn't like it was, again, I liked the buddy comedy part of it, but just I feel like there needs to be more animosity and tension with them and Zemo. I get that you had to get him out for whatever reasons, but I'm not sitting here chilling, having a drink with the guy, and not saying he's not about. And the things about Zemo is I'm conflicted about is I think I'd be angry if you blew up Nyack, right? And you did something to my town and where I grew up and destroyed it and it's gone. Literally off the map, like it never existed. All this other stuff. And I would probably be a little bit angry myself. I might become that person too. So his cause and his anger is understood by me. But if you're on the other end of that, if you're the moral good heroes, morality is up in the air at this point. I'm not. It's just we're chilling on the plane. We're going places. We're a little bit connected. I get that, but I feel like
in the club.
Yeah, still in the club. Dude's drinking a snake cocktail. There's just certain points where I'm like, okay, that's just. I just feel like there's more animosity there. I mean, other than that, the ending was great. As soon as I saw the beads, I was like, okay, I just didn't know who they were going to use, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So now I want to see how he explains this to her. So other than that, it was a good episode. There's too buddy for me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It was like, all right, wait a minute. Yeah, like you said, not enough tension.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. It was. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you with that aspect. But I'm still enjoying the show, and it's funny because it's halfway over already.
Yeah,
we're
halfway there.
Yeah, we're halfway over, but I'm still really enjoying it. I'm digging the storylines. I'm digging the plots. I think the second half of the story is going to be. I think it's going to be better than what we've seen so far. But I'm liking it, man. I think they're really doing a great job with it.
And it's weird because they made Zemo a much more likable character than Captain America.
You said what?
They made Zemo a much more likable character than Captain America.
Very true.
It's just so weird.
Yeah.
Because I can't stand that dude, man.
Yeah.
Cannot stand that dude.
Yeah, I did not realize that was Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah, no, I didn't know. And him and his boy Battlestar, which again, give me a better name. Battlestar. I don't think. First of all, it's too long. Second of all, how am I signing autographs as Battlestar? Like, can you give me anything else but Battles? Give me, I don't know, Star? Something. Battlestar? What am I? Some kind of command ship? Like, this sounds like I'm playing, a game where I'm a freaking nuclear submarine. Battlestar.
Yeah. Battlestar.
Just whoever thinks of these nicknames needs to get drop kicked, but that's what sounds good.
All right, man.
But it was still good. Again, I still enjoy it. It was still good. Oh, the other thing too, I didn't like that the Flag Smashers crossed the path that I don't think they should have went on. And I was cool with how they were going about doing what they were doing up until they blew up that building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was just like, now you're bad.
Yeah.
Like before I understand the whole pre-blip, let's go back to everybody being together. Now you've gone a little bit too far.
Yeah.
So because now you're everybody's bad guy, and now you have to be caught and dealt with. So
yeah.
I like the ambiguity of it before, where you don't know. Like I know they're bad, but are they?
Right. And
You know, maybe not.
you understand a little bit why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah. So, but now it's like, nope, you gotta come in.
Yeah, you may sympathize for the cause, but now it's like, nah.
Yeah.
So. All right, man. Well, let's go over our 4 movies for the week, man. We're down to number 69. And this one is a familiar movie, man. This was on your list, wasn't on mine. Star Wars: Return of the Jedi.
Well, I'm a Star Wars fan. This one introduced, of course, your favorite, my favorite, Ewoks. Hashtag Ewoks greater than, not less, or equal to Jar Jar Binks. This is like the end, the ending one. Luke comes back. He's Luke in this. Sears got his little dark stuff on, little dressed in black, missing a hand. Coming back, and his dad throws the dude who obviously didn't die. We thought he was dead. Down the chute, and all the good stuff. And you get the good ending with all the people coming back saying that we're with you, Luke. And it's Star Wars, man. It's Star Wars. You gotta love it. I enjoyed this movie, and that's why it's in my top 1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a part of that first Star Wars trilogy. It's a good movie. Didn't make my top 50. I think it's further down on my list, but yeah, I mean, it's a great movie, man. I mean, it's where the Star Wars series should have ended. No, I'm just joking.
No, well, this one should have begun here. As far as these, 4, 5, and 6, I guess. But one day maybe we'll have a whole 1 through 9 breakdown, but it won't be today.
Yeah, not at all. Now, this next movie is surprisingly on my list because I give it much. Seems like we have a discussion every year about this one. Number 67, Die Hard.
How did we get from 69 to 67? We're having a 68.
No, Return of the Jedi was 68.
I just said, what was 69?
Whatever it was last week.
Oh, because you just said, okay, so you started off with 69.
I meant to say 68.
No, you're good. Okay. Go ahead, talk about your movie.
Yeah, Die Hard. I will say this. I have grown to appreciate this movie. I'm not like a real uber Die Hard fan. I wasn't at first, but the more I watch it, the more I really appreciate it. It's freaking awesome, man. It's like, I mean, Bruce Willis against the world and Nakamura Towers, man. It's just really good. It's one of the first, just one of those type of like contained like action type movies where you're just in this setting, only here, but you have all this action going on, man. But it's really good. I appreciate it. I just don't think it's a Christmas movie, although now that I think about it, I do watch it mostly during Christmas time now.
Yeah, it's a holiday movie.
Well, just because it seems like they only put it on during Christmas, so I seen.
They do. I never really see this movie in July or in March. This joint comes out near Christmas. Yeah. So to me, it's just like the 10 Commandments. It's a holiday movie. But dude, I love this movie. Yippee-ki-yay! I know it's just not. I mean, Hans. It's such a good movie. Bruce Willis is great. Carl from Family Matters is in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many different elements of this movie are good. So yeah, and it's one of the best. Like this is the holiday movie that has the most killing in it. So you gotta love it.
Oh my gosh. Well, next, number 66 is the movie that should have came after Return of the Jedi, and that is Rogue One.
I love this movie. It keeps growing on me because when it comes on, I have to watch it.
Oh, okay.
It's Rogue One is on. Where are they? Let me see it. Jen Oso, everybody that's in it. The robot is salty, and I love his attitude. I'm gonna give her a blaster, not me. Say, is that smart? And just in how the robot evolved over the course of the thing. How Galen also started the Death Star, just so many good parts of this movie. It was well acted, and I like and it was the first of the one-offs because they did one with Solo, which they did. But I see, not everything needs to be a Star Wars trilogy. And when they made this movie, everybody was skeptical, but it was so good, and people like this more than some movies that are in any of the three trilogies. So I enjoyed it. You know, the ending was good. They made me hate Krennic, Animal Krennic. I wanted that dude gone. I hated him. He was a jerk. So it was they did a really good job. And they have one of the most iconic Darth Vader scenes in the history of existence of life. Like, dude, that scene just rare, and just darkness.
Yeah.
Lightsaber. Run, dude, it's like being chased by a great white shark, yo. It's so good. Or being chased by something in Jurassic Park. Just turn and run. Like these dudes like, run, get it out of here. Go. I mean, it was just whoosh, shrump, boom, crush, slash, throw, crush, slash, grab, die, choke, slash. I mean, the dude, oh my God.
Yeah.
That part was so, there's not too many people that Darth Vader's at the part where he's the cool bad guy. He's almost like, he's the Stone Cold Steve Austin of Star Wars, where he's bad, but you're rooting for him because he's so good. No one likes Palpatine. I hate that guy. Darth Vader, he's a Sith Lord. That's my type of dude.
Yeah.
Now, I hate Anakin for some reason. Like, this made me hate Anakin in the movies, but I love Darth Vader.
Absolutely. This movie is so good, man. And I made a mistake earlier. I said it should have came after Return of the Jedi. It should have been one of the prequels, like one of the. I feel like this should have been like one of the bridge prequels or something like that. I don't know, 3.5, and I don't know.
Or 2 or 3.
Yeah. But it was just so good, man. Like you said, I was a little skeptical, when they started doing these Star Wars side movies, but nah, Rogue One is freaking awesome. Simple plot, we all know what's gonna happen, but the story, the way they developed that story, the action sequences, especially the last one, was good. You love the characters, man. You could really get with the characters in this story.
Yep.
In this movie, man, it was just so good, man.
It was well
acted. Why can't the rest of the Star Wars, I don't understand why the rest of the sequels and stuff and the prequels could have been like this. But it's good. I'm glad you put it on your list. It wasn't on mine, but it's a great movie, man. And our last movie for the day, which is also on your list, man, you had 3 of these today. X-Men, Days of Future Past.
Now, this movie jumped into probably my top 100 when I saw it on FX one day, and it had like an alternate ending, and like different scenes that were cut out. Like they had, like I think in the movie was Kitty Pryde that was trying to help Wolverine, or Rogue. I think it was Rogue, and then it was like Kitty Pryde. In the other version, it was a different version movie. I enjoyed it more. It showed Bobby, or Iceman, and his strength and how he got taken out, because that wasn't in the regular movie. And it just has so many different scenes to it that I really appreciated. And those little nuances that they, I guess, were added. It's almost like a Snyder cut, I guess, but just not 18 hours. But just little things here and there that were changed on this movie that made it better. Okay. And I really enjoyed it when it's on, whether it's Wolverine back in the 60s with getting to Hank, trying to break Magneto out of jail. Old Magneto. And it has both sets of characters. There's old Magneto, new Magneto. Yeah. You got, old Charles, new Charles. So, and just Wolverine's the only dude that's like the same in all of them. Yeah. It's so good. I love it. The funny part too, I forgot about Winter Soldier and Falcon. When they were breaking in or going to break into that facility, that little X thing that they had in front had me thrown for a second because it had a circle with an X through it, like it's an X-Men thing. Remember when they were in Madripoor? I think they were in Madripoor. And they wanted to break in that facility, and she was talking to the guy outside, and the gate had like a circle with like an X through it. And I was just kind of confused.
I don't remember that for whatever.
Believe me, I just watch it again because it's in the first couple minutes.
Okay.
But I saw that, I was like, wait a second, what? Because Madripoor too is a big mutant place.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so that threw me off. All these things were throwing me off. I was like, please don't put mutants in, and you're not going to really use them. Like I was everywhere. So, but Days of Future Past is so good. Just the scenes, every mutant gets taken out in this movie, basically, and it was just good to see. It's such a good movie, and I definitely enjoyed it. Way better than Apocalypse. Yeah. Way better than Dark Phoenix.
We don't speak of that movie.
No, oh my God! You want
I like Days of Future Past, but you know me, I have another favorite X-Men movie that I think appears on this list later. But Days of Future Past was good. It was good.
I'm still so mad about Apocalypse. You know how much I love Apocalypse. Oh gosh. Anyway, we're not gonna ever talk. Those are in the 100 movies that we didn't like. That's it.
Yeah. So. All right, man.
Yeah. So you got anything to add?
Nah, man.
I always feel like we're missing something. Oh, what we did forget to mention also last week is the passing of the great Elgin Baylor.
Yes.
Who was the representative for the Clippers when they had the #1 draft pick for like ever. But he was also a great Laker, one of the greatest Lakers of all time. And of course, he unfortunately passed away 2 weeks ago. Everything to his family. But just someone whose career as great Lakers. I mean, I know Laker fandom love him, but I think as far as the Pantheon, I feel like him and Oscar Robertson, certain people kind of get overlooked. But Elgin Baylor is one of the greats of all time.
Yep, absolutely, man.
So, all right, well, thank you everybody for tuning in this week. Hope your Easter's well. Still, my prayers go out to DMX. I hope you make it through, man. We're both from the same place. We're both from Yonkers, so I'm just hoping you make it, man. But everybody, of course, we are on social medias, Facebook, IG, and the Twitter. And, of course, we're on YouTube. You could download us here. You could follow us. You could leave comments. We appreciate it on YouTube. And give us a like because, we are too likable. Well, at least he's likable. So you got one likable person on the show. And, of course, you can download us on Google, on Spotify, Apple, everything where you can find podcasts, you will find NY the MD podcast. So, everybody have a good Easter. Have a good Easter hunt, and we will see you next week.
Peace out, y'all. Happy Easter.
Let's go, Zags. Cheers.